Next, after a police shooting left a State College man dead, the family is now taking legal action against the police department.
Plus, a new bike safety plan to keep people safer, just weeks after a devastating accident.
I remember saying, "Mom, I'm scared. I don't know where I am. I don't know what happened. I'm in an ambulance."
And will anything change after last week's traffic mess for thousands of Penn State fans? The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Megan Drakus.
And I'm Carlos Flores. Thanks for joining us. A deadly police shooting in State College is heading to court. Lawyers to the family of the man shot by officers say they're filing a lawsuit against the police department. Osaze Osagi was killed after police tried to serve a mental health warrant at his apartment. An investigation showed he pulled a knife, ignored commands, and moved toward police. One officer tried using a taser, but it didn't work properly. The other fired 4 shots. Family lawyers and the ACLU say Osagi would be alive if police had followed procedures for handling mental health emergencies.
Osagi should be alive today, and this filing that's happening won't bring him back. But hopefully it will reveal more information about what happened that day, who was involved, and how State College police are trained to deal with people with mental health disabilities.
An internal police probe cleared the officers of any wrongdoing.
With 2 more weeks to go before the next Penn State home football game, many are wondering if any changes will be made to avoid another traffic mess in State College. Last week, thousands of fans sat in unusually long delays to and from the stadium, but many blame the new traffic and parking plans implemented this season.
Traffic, and more traffic. Saturday's game was the 100th Penn State Pitt matchup, but many fans were fixated on their drive to and from the stadium. Many sat in long traffic jams before and after the game.
We thought it'd be moving a little bit faster at this point, but yeah, we're just out going with the flow.
Penn State says it's changed the way fans travel to and from the stadium on game days this season to try to improve safety, security, and traffic flow. The university hired SP Plus, a Chicago-based company that specializes in parking management across the U.S. and Canada.
The new routes require fans to travel to the stadium based on where they park. For example, if a fan's parking pass is in the west zone, they'll have to travel along Atherton, then to Park Ave. But for one fan, Park Ave was more like a parking lot.
Considering I'm in park, my parking spot is right there. I can show you. It's hard to imagine that they could make it worse, but they have. I really hope they change it or do something because this is terrible.
Fans vented their frustrations on social media, and out of nearly 90 people in a Center County Report non-scientific Twitter survey, 65% said the new system was horrible. Only 9% said it was a good improvement. Saturday's game was especially challenging because of an early noon kickoff and a 108,000 fans. Some said traffic was no worse than other big games. And Don Jordan, Senior VP at SP Plus, told us in a statement, overall, the feedback on the traffic patterns and parking system has been quite positive. The plan was built to create an overall improvement of the movement of up to 30,000 vehicles on roads never designed to handle such a load. With 2 weeks to go before the next home game, many fans want to know if any changes will be made. Jordan told us, quote, "We continue to review the data and video of each game's operation."
The next game at Beaver Stadium is homecoming October 5th. It's another early kickoff at noon.
Jerry Sandusky's resentencing hearing is on hold and the judge is off the case. Sandusky's new sentencing was set for next week, but the judge recused himself on Wednesday, citing an unspecified action by the state attorney general's office. No new date has been set. Sandusky is serving a 30 to 60-year sentence after his 2012 conviction on child sex abuse charges.
If you're a West Penn Power customer in the Center and Clayton County areas, you can expect a power outage this Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. The outages are scheduled to affect about 1,300 customers in the Bellefonte, Howard, Lamar, and Mill Hall areas. According to West Penn Power, it will not impact everyone in those areas, but affected customers have been made aware of the scheduled outages by phone. Power will be cut as West Penn Power workers do upgrades to equipment at a substation in Walker County.
It's for their safety that we do it. We are hoping it doesn't take the entire time, but it is a fairly large job with a number of components that we'll be replacing.
Myers says they typically choose weekends during the fall and spring when the temperature is moderate. They also want to make sure businesses and schools are minimally impacted. The scheduled rain date for the work is next Sunday.
Today, people from more than 150 countries are taking part in student-led global climate strike. Organizers say the event goal is to bring awareness to climate change and demand action from politicians. Events in our area include a gathering at Allen Street Gates in State College. Also this week, Penn State hosted a conference called The Science of Drawdown. The conference brought together many of the top researchers worldwide to discuss how to take the next steps to fight climate change. They are hoping to better inform the public of their findings by making the discussion around climate change simpler. Dr. Juliet Pinto, a Penn State professor who specializes in covering climate change, believes coming together as a group is a big step toward the long-term goal.
Gives me great hope that a conference such as this really puts an emphasis on that type of activity and utilizing and maximizing everyone's own skill set to really build a great team.
The climate issue will also take center stage on Monday at the United Nations Climate Summit in New York.
Hundreds of Penn State students who will soon enter the job market swarmed the Bryce Jordan Center this week for the annual Fall Career Fair. Fiona Dager talked with them about fears that a potential economic recession soon might affect their job search.
Among thousands of students and hundreds of majors, there's one goal that almost every Penn State student shares: landing a job. Hundreds of students attended the Fall Career Fair this week in hopes of doing just that.
I'm here because I'm a senior graduating in December and I'm looking for a job. So it's a great way to find a job because it's the biggest career fair and probably in the entire country.
Some students are feeling especially pressured given the increased speculation that the United States is approaching an economic recession in the upcoming months. With the combination of lower entry-level earnings and higher student loan balances, this raises some growing concerns and sparks more motivation for young professionals entering the job market.
Coming out of school, because I'm going to have student debt, I'm a little afraid that I won't be able to get a job because as an economics major, recessions really affect the job market negatively.
Recruiters at the job fair remain optimistic and think the members of Gen Z offer many redeeming qualities and are a valuable force to the job market.
Things can get thrown at you that are out of the ordinary. Things that, I didn't sign up for this, but, with the generation now, it seems like they're more adapting to that.
Penn State offers the largest collegiate career fair in the country, with over 500 companies in attendance this year. For the Center County Report, I'm Fiona Dager.
According to volunteer staff, this year's Fall Career Fair had the biggest turnout in Penn State history.
College student debt is a national problem that affects millions of people across the country. Reporter Erin Neary looks into what Penn State says it's doing to help.
Getting a college degree is expensive. Student debt nationwide is now more than $1 trillion, and Penn State students are contributing their share to the crisis. According to the Department of Education, students here have racked up the most student debt in the Big Ten.
And I think it's going to prevent people that are, millennials from achieving similar things that older generations may have been able to achieve in the past. And I think it's going to prevent people our age from reaching their goals at an earlier time.
Penn State President Eric Barron recently talked with the Board of Trustees about the issue. The average Penn State student carries about $37,000 in debt when they cross the stage of graduation. Barron says the university is trying to actively help students and families through so-called targeted solutions. One program is called Raise Me, which helps students raise scholarship dollars while they're still in high school.
Students earn points that turn into scholarship dollars for doing the right things to prepare for college, like taking math and science courses or taking a leadership position in an extracurricular activity.
Barron said a key goal is getting students their degree in as little time as possible to minimize debt. In University Park, I'm Erin Neary for the Center County Report.
You can watch Barron's full presentation on managing student debt on Penn State's website, psu.edu.
And will this great fall weather continue all weekend? The 7-day forecast is coming right up.
Plus, the victim in a serious bike accident tells her story as a new bike safety program launches in our area. Also coming up, a local food pantry gets a special visitor. See who is here and why this place is making a big difference for young people who can't afford to buy enough food.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're going to take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Penn State has just launched a new bike safety program. The goal is to keep everyone safer and reduce bike accidents like the one that left a student seriously hurt. Reporter Courtney Guyrie talked with her.
I remember saying, "Mom, I'm scared. I don't know where I am. I don't know what happened. I'm in an ambulance."
The frightening first words Penn State senior Emma Pacifico said to her mother on August 29th. She was on her way to the hospital after a traumatic accident where she was struck by a bike.
It was supposed to be syllabus week, then the first game, then I was going to the Jonas Brothers concert, then I was starting student teaching. Like I had all these plans.
Plans that had to be put on hold for her to recover from reconstructive jaw surgery, a concussion, and broken sinus, eye socket, and collarbone. It was this crosswalk right here on East College Ave where Emma was hit by a biker who was said to be speeding down the Shortledge Hill right here behind me as the traffic light was yellow. Although this specific accident was off campus, on campus, a new Penn State bike safety initiative called BEEP is now in place to help make traveling to and from classes a safer experience for everyone.
So BEEP is the Bicycle Education and Enforcement Program.
It was put together by Penn State's Police and Public Safety Department, as well as Transportation Services.
The program is meant to facilitate the education of new cyclists in particular. They're not aware of all the rules and regulations of the road and their responsibilities as a cyclist.
For now, BEEP training is done through an online course that covers safety, rules, and fines for offenses under university policy and Pennsylvania law.
Typical moving violations like running through stop signs, not yielding the right-of-way to pedestrians.
Pedestrians like Emma Pacifico, who says she wishes bikers would stop using their phones and wearing headphones and stay focused. And those involved with the new program agree.
People fall victim to just these distractions. So we end up seeing a lot more accidents.
The goal of the program is to help people learn to navigate safer around campus.
Like you want people to ride bikes to class, but I think that there's a specific etiquette on how to do it.
In University Park, I'm Courtney Guyrie for the Center County Report.
Under the BEEP program, fines range from $10 to $50, but it's possible to waive the first fine by taking and passing the online training course within 10 days of receiving the ticket.
September is National Hunger Action Month. Reporter Elisa Vasquez shows how one local place is playing an important role in helping those who can't afford enough food.
Hunger and food insecurity is not only a national issue, it also affects Pennsylvania residents and even college students at Penn State.
It's definitely an unseen issue on college campuses everywhere. I think people think that with college campuses typically sometimes being in affluent areas, or if you have the money to go to college, then you must have the money to get food. People don't really realize that students are affected by issues like food insecurity.
Sayer Bradley is president of the Lions Pantry. The Student Food Pantry was created by 2 students in 2014. The mission is to help feed students who cannot afford to buy food. A 2019 survey on campus revealed that 48% of student respondents experienced some food insecurity in the last 30 days. The Lions Pantry is using its resources and donations to help. 50 to 60 people come right here every week. The only requirement is you have to be a Penn State student. Teresa Miller, Pennsylvania's Department of Human Services secretary, said during a visit to campus that encouraging others to volunteer can help solve this issue.
Go volunteer at a food bank, donate to a local food bank, bring some cans in here to Lions Pantry. Let's figure out how we can help our fellow students so that everyone can put food on their table, because we know that in an educational setting in particular, no one's going to learn their best if they don't have enough food to eat and have a full belly.
In University Park, I'm Elisa Vasquez for the Center County Report.
The Lions Pantry is open on Tuesdays and Fridays from 3 to 5 p.m. and is always accepting donations.
I'm meteorologist Matt Yurosavik, taking a live look right now outside of Happy Valley. It's a beautiful day that we have going on. And actually, the temperatures are cooperating as well. 66 already there in State College, 70 down in Altoona, and Pittsburgh at this hour sitting at 71. Those will get a little bit higher as we head into the rest of the day. We're looking at satellite and radar here. Not much going on. We just have a few high clouds in eastern parts of Pennsylvania, but overall, it's a beautiful day out there, so make sure you can get out and enjoy it. The only thing that we do have is a system back here sitting in the Central Rockies. Over the weekend, that's going to move its way through the northern plains and up into Canada, bringing us a weak cold front on Monday, which we could see some showers, which will really be the only thing that is ruining our 7-day forecast. On Saturday morning, we'll see a few high clouds, maybe a few showers there. Then, as we head a little bit farther into time, we do see a few showers there on Saturday pushing through State College. Otherwise, the rest of the weekend looking absolutely beautiful. So make sure you can get out there and enjoy it. Today, abundant sunshine, 78 degrees will be your high temperature. For tonight, we do drop down into the 50s, 53 degrees. That patchy AM fog will be around in the valleys especially. And then tomorrow, another great day, 82 degrees, a sunny Saturday, pretty much across the entire state with those few pop-up showers. For our 7-day forecast, we are looking very, very nice. And we will see those sunny skies really continue through the weekend with that first day of fall, maybe dealing with a few showers as we head through. So Megan and Carlos, beautiful weekend and maybe a few showers on Monday.
Do you guys have any fun plans this weekend? Weather's looking pretty nice.
Weather is looking nice. Just really getting outside and enjoying it.
I just can't wait to be
temperatures
outside.
And yeah.
Right. Penn State Student Programming Association and Moving On Committee will host rap artist Ty Dolla $ign for a free concert tomorrow. The concert, called Moving In, will happen outside on Hub Lawn as a welcome back event for students. Penn State student DJ Chevy will open for the rapper. Any student with a valid Penn State ID can attend. The concert starts at 8 p.m. Now here's Dylan Huberman with sports.
Pitt comes back to Happy Valley tonight, but this time, the Panthers meet the Lions on the volleyball court. We'll have more on the Home and Home series next in sports. Also coming up, the State College Little Lions are off to a big start, but there's nothing more to this team than another heated record.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How do you not love him?
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
I'm Dylan Huberman with sports. The State College Little Lions are on the road tonight, 4-0, and looking to stay unbeaten at Chambersburg. But their on-field performance doesn't tell the whole story of this great start to the season. The State College Little Lions are preparing for tonight's matchup at Chambersburg. They've had a scorching start and remain undefeated through 4 games. That success stems from lots of reps in practice. But there's also another source, their strong bond on the field. And I caught up with State High head coach Matt Lintel, and he said these guys do well on the field, but off the field, they're just as close, and there's a moral code that holds them all together.
We talk about stand together, achieve through effort. That's kind of our mantra off of State, and it means more than just coming out to the football field ready to play. It's about how you conduct yourself in the classroom, in the hallways, socially downtown, on a Friday night, and it's about doing the right thing anywhere and everywhere you are.
Lintel says he wants players to conduct themselves well both on and off the field. Senior quarterback Brady Dorner, a team captain, does his part to echo Lintel's philosophy.
The seniors and as captains, we just got to make sure everyone's doing the right thing on and off the field. And we just got to hold everybody accountable, and they know that.
For these young players, executing mentally has been just as important as the physical side. Tonight's matchup is another test for State College, and the team says they're ready for it.
Family on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Family.
In some other local football games tonight, Bellefonte plays at Tyrone, Penns Valley is at Huntingdon, and Bald Eagle is at home against Central. After last Saturday's dramatic 17-10 win over rival Pitt, the Nittany Lions are on a bye this weekend before they hit the road to take on Maryland a week from tonight. Penn State remains at number 13 in the AP poll after a surprisingly close win, and the team practiced this week as they try to sharpen up offensively in light of last week's struggles. When asked on how the Lions will self-scout during the bye week, head coach James Franklin deflected away from talking specifically about what the Lions have to improve.
Tendencies aren't always a bad thing. It means you're good at some things. But then there's also some things that obviously you fall into some patterns that you want to tweak some things to disguise. We look at those things. And then it's also having conversations with people that have broken you down and some of your opponents as well.
Announced this week, HBO will feature Penn State as one of 4 teams on the new series 24/7 College Football. Penn State's episode will air on October 9th at 10 p.m. and highlight the team's prep for the Purdue game the week before. Penn State's women's soccer was back in action last night as the Lions hosted the Michigan Wolverines. It was Meredith Hawkinson who scored for Michigan in the 10th minute as the Lions fell 1-0, marking their 3rd consecutive home loss. That drops Erica Dombach's squad to 4-4-1 on the season. The Nittany Lions will try to right the ship on Sunday when they host Michigan State at 1 o'clock. After completing a 3-0 sweep of the 10th-ranked Oregon Ducks last Saturday, the 4th-ranked Penn State women's volleyball team is set to take on the Pittsburgh Panthers this weekend. Pitt sits just 2 spots back of Penn State at number 6. The Nittany Lions face some of the best schools in the nation over the course of the last week, as they've played the top-ranked Stanford Cardinal, the Ducks, and now back-to-back showdowns with the Panthers. This series is a home-and-home, one tonight in Happy Valley and the second in Pittsburgh, Sunday afternoon. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Dylan. Coming up next is giving more than just good food to the community. That story is after the break.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Okay, Simon, what do people wear?
Clothes.
That's right. So it's important to learn how to dress yourself. Here's how it's done. Shirt, underwear, pants, socks, shoes. Underwear, always first, name tag on the back. Then pants and shirt. Go ahead and put this on. Now with the shirt, you want to make sure the first button's right or you have to start all over again, okay? Socks left on left, right on right. Tying the shoes, we're going to take the laces, we're going to cross them over, we're going to turn around where the bunny goes down in the hole, pull it tight, and bunny ears. Got it?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
A new restaurant in downtown State College is now open, but the only thing grander than its opening is how it's giving back. Smash Falafel opened its doors last week. It's located next to Underground Burger and Crepe. The restaurant hopes to bring something new to customers, a primarily vegetarian menu, but the owner says he also wants to give back to others. He says a third of the proceeds will go to refugees in the Middle East, and the manager says it's also important to help others closer to home.
We do this actually every time, not only in the Middle East. We do some donations over here in our community.
The restaurant is on East Calder Way. That's all for today's newscast. You can find more of our stories on our website, centercountyreport.com.
And you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Twitter feed. That's at Center County REP. We're on our Facebook page. We also have a Center County Report Instagram. Join us for our next newscast on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, guys. Thank you.